time. We got to do our song.
We gotta do our song.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face is gonna show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you are happy and you know it, wink your eye. If you're happy and you know it, wink your eye. If you're happy and you know it, then your face is sure to show it. If you're happy and you know it, wink your eye. If you're happy and you know it, whistle a tune. If you're happy and you know it, whistle a tune. If you're happy and you know it, well, your face is gonna show it. If you're happy and you know it, whistle a tune. If you're happy and you know it, say shh. If you're happy and you know it, say That's the way to get really quiet for a
It
story. You can't
is.
enjoy a story if you're busy looking all around and you're not paying. You got to pay attention.
You do. Oh, speaking of paying attention, did you notice something?
I noticed something.
I got my new glasses.
Miss Donna's got new glasses. La 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 la. How about that?
And they're my favorite color.
They look very pretty with your outfit. Can you see good how many fingers I got up here? Well, you have to be careful with glasses if you have them, though. You don't want to get them broken, right?
I know.
But they look very nice, and you can really see it. Now you don't have a headache anymore, right?
Right.
Good.
Right.
Well, good. Glasses are really good helpers. I knew a poem about glasses one time, but I can't remember. What was it? Here's Grandpa's hat. Here's Grandma's glasses. I can't remember it. I'll have to study up on it. But it has something to do with Mama Grandma's glasses, I said.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we'll learn that sometime, okay?
Maybe so.
We got a story about a turtle today.
Oh, about
I
a
like
turtle.
turtles. I used to have a turtle that came to up on my carport a lot of times. And he would come a lot, and I would feed him, and he liked a little bit of light bread. I gave him food, like I gave him a piece of potato one time, he turned that down, and I gave him some lettuce one time, he turned that down, but he liked a little piece of light bread.
Oh.
He liked that. So he would come a good bit. We named him Snap.
Oh.
And
I
then,
never thought to feed one bread.
I know it, but he did. That's what he liked. I just tried him on everything. But he would come and he stayed around my carport a lot of times. And once one of the neighbor's dogs had him.
Oh, no.
I went out on my carport and so I out, Miss Mattie, the dog's got Snap. And so we had to go get him and rescue him. And he kind of had scratched his shell up. But lucky for turtles, they can just go in their house and they don't have to be worried.
Yeah.
We brought him back, you know.
Right.
But anyway, turtles are fun. Let's do a turtle story,
Okay.
okay? Now make you a little turtle like this, okay?
Make me a
Oh, I found a little turtle, and I thought he was dead. But when I pat him on his shell, he poked out his head. Isn't that fun? Well, let's see what's going to happen to this little turtle, okay?
Okay.
We'll name him something. What y'all think we're on? That way everybody gets here. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, wiggle your shoulders, and your nose. Now no more wiggles left, you see. And everybody sit still and listen to me. Once upon a time, there was a lovely little pond out in the country. I love ponds. That's kind of a small lake, you know. But the good thing about, I've always heard people tell about ponds is that it causes wildlife to come. Sometimes deer will come down to get a drink of water, or birds will come around it, because they all have to have some water. Or sometimes snakes come around there, and turtles and fish and just all sorts of things. A pond is a really nice thing to have. Sometimes dragonflies slid around. I like dragonflies. They look like little helicopters.
I do
They're so
like
cute.
them.
And you know, they say they're really good because they eat little teeny bugs, especially mosquitoes. So
Right.
we're glad of that. There's a dragonfly. And butterflies. I love butterflies. We'll have to sing a butterfly story. Okay, let's see. We did a turtle story. Okay. One day, a little turtle looked. Let's name him something. Go name him Thomas. Let's name him Thomas.
Okay, let's name him Thomas.
Thomas the turtle looked out and he looked all around. And he said, "Oh boy, it's a pretty day today. Ain't it pretty? The sun is shining, butterflies everywhere." And so he sang a song. Let's sing a song. You ready? Sunshine, sunshine, shining all around. Sunshine shining on the ground. Sunshine, sunshine, doesn't make a sound. The sunshine's shining all around. He looked all around. He said, I think I will walk all the way around the pond today. It's such a pretty day. And so he set out. Now, we have to move this picture here. And look, there's a ladybug. It may be, I don't know, I think it may be Sadybug.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
It may be.
I don't know, it's our cousin Freddy-bug. Okay, let's put him down here now, okay? There you go. This is one of Scooter Mouse's stories. So Scooter Mouse made all his stories.
He
So he
did.
always lent them to me.
Oh,
Listen,
okay.
butterflies. Yeah, here we go. Pretty, pretty butterfly in the sky. Pretty, pretty butterfly, fly, fly, fly. Light up on my shoulder and then up on my head. Pretty, pretty butterfly, go to bed. And count 3, we'll shoot him off.
1, 2, 3.
Shoo! Okay, now the butterfly said, you better get back home. I have heard that it is going to rain and you don't want to get caught out in the rain. Ooh, rain. It's yucky on our wings. We never want to get caught out in the rain. We always go to try to find a tree or some leaves to get under if it's going to rain so we won't get wet. And the butterfly flew away.
Oh.
But the little turtle, Thomas, he didn't pay attention to him. He just kept poking along, looking all around. It's a pretty day, it's a pretty day. The sun is shining, it's a pretty day. He's having a fine time past an old tree, old dead tree, old Mr. Owl sitting there. He's really mean looking in. A wise old owl with a pointed nose and big round eyes and claws for his toes. Sits up in a tree. And he looks at me and he says, who are you? Boo! Scares me when I say that. And I'll say, you better get home, turtle. You better use your noggin to think with. It's gonna rain and you don't wanna get caught out in the rain. I can't stand to get caught out in the rain. I get up in a nice tree, in a good hollow tree where I'm warm and cozy and I can stay all day. Because owls sleep, they sleep all day and then they go out at night, fly around. I love owls. Sometimes we get scared because it's dark when you hear them. I used to have one come to my house and he'd sit up in the tree and he'd go, hoo, 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 hoo. And my dog Sally was scared. She'd come get by me and I'd say, that's an owl, Sally. Go on, owl, fly away. But the little turtle didn't pay attention to that. Now squirrels are always tending to everybody's business. Squirrels are always into everything. If your mama has a flower pot, squirrels are gonna dig a hole in it. That you know, you just have time. If you put seed out for the birds, the squirrels gonna eat them up. But I reckon they have to live like everybody else, and they really are funny to watch.
They are.
They really are. So he said, you better get home. You go get all wet and gooky. I can't stand for my tail to get all wet. They do have pretty tails.
Oh, they do.
He said, you better go home, Thomas the turtle. Thomas, he said, oh, I'm okay. See, he didn't think anybody, what everybody was trying to tell him to do.
He didn't worry about it, did he?
Snakes. Ooh, there's a little snake.
Oh.
Ooh.
We found a snake in my house the other day on the carpet right in the living room. It was a baby one.
Did you scream?
Steve found it.
Your
My husband found it,
Josh Daddy
and
found
he killed it.
He did.
He did. It wasn't poisonous, but we
you
didn't want it
we're
in the
scared.
house.
No. You wouldn't want to get up in the night, walking in your bare feet, you go into the bathroom and step on the snake.
Oh.
No. Snakes do like this.
You do a good snake.
It's a good snake. I get up early and practice being a snake. Now the snake said, shh, they kind of hiss and go, you better get home, Buster. It's gonna rain. I got a nice hole down in the ground. I'm gonna go get in and stay nice and warm and dry. You better get home. Mr. Turtle, Miss Thomas Turtle said, I'll see about it. Now the fox came. We know a little boy named Daniel that likes foxes. Shh, foxes come out at night.
They do.
Yeah, sometimes they come out in the day.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and I live in town, and sometimes they come in town. They really are kind of friendly. They're really kind of nice. But my friend Miss Ella Mae, that lives back close to me, she said, guess what? A little fox came out of the bushes in my backyard and walked right up to my sliding glass door and stood there for a long time.
Oh, wow.
And she was so tickled to see it. And somebody said, that wasn't a fox, it was a dog. And she said, don't you think I know a dog, the difference between a dog and a fox? And it was a fox. Foxes have big old bushy tails and they have little sharp noses, but they're very pretty.
They are.
Yeah. Look at any pretty?
Yes.
You better get home. Thomas the turtle said, well, I'm on my way. Then he met the little brown hound dog.
He's cute.
That was kind of like Boomer that came to see us.
It does look like Boomer.
The basset hound. He said, oh, you better go home. Well, he barked at him first. You know, dogs are, and he tried to bite him, and Tom said to get shut up in his shell, but his mouth wasn't big enough. Tom's a big old turtle, so. And there's little duck. Little ducks. You always find ducks down by a pond.
Oh, definitely.
Let's sing the duck song. Y'all ready? 5 little ducks that I once knew. Fat ones, skinny ones, and tall ones too. But the one little duck that had that feather in his back, he led the others with his quack, quack, quack. Down to the duck pond they would go, and his fanny went wibble wobble to and fro. But the one little duck with the feather in his back, he led the others with his
quack, quack, quack.
I love little ducks. And you know when they swim, they look like little boats. Just floating along on the lake.
They
on the
do.
pond. I love that. Now the little duck said, you better get home, Thomas. Oh, you're going to get wet. You're going to be sorry. But Thomas didn't pay much mind.
No attention to them.
At that time, he looked up and there was a big old pretty redbird. Redbirds are so pretty.
They're beautiful.
You can soon learn to hear their voice. Does that sound like one?
Mm-hmm.
They're so pretty. That's the daddy redbird. My mama redbird's not that pretty.
She's not.
But you know, God's so smart. He makes the daddy redbird all flashy and pretty, but the mama redbird, she got more brown on her so she can hide.
Right.
So you wouldn't notice her very much because she tended to the babies.
That's
you know.
right.
That redbird said, go home, go home. Home, home, home. And about that time, get ready, pull it away. There was a noise that went boom like that. Y'all help me make the thunder. Boom. And all of a sudden, trip, drop, trip, drop, trip, drop, trip, drop, trip, drop, trip, drop. It started raining. It's raining, it's pouring. The old man is snoring. And you know what Thomas did? It didn't bother him one bit. He just took his little claws and front paws and his back paws. Do you call them? I guess you call them legs, not paws.
Legs.
And drawed them up, and his little tiny tail was sticking out, and he pulled it in too. And he went, well, there's his little tail. And there he was in his little house. And the old grasshopper said, well, he's not worried about the rain. He carried his house along with him.
Aww.
That fun story.
That is a fun
That was
story.
a cute story. You remember that every time you see a turtle when you see, you see turtles a lot crossing the road. But listen, we have a lady from Mississippi that writes good books, and she's got one, and it's called The Turtle Saver.
Right.
And I hope that Laurie Parker is her name, and we are very proud of Miss Laurie, because she lives up where the Bulldogs play football up at Starkville.
Wow.
And she writes the nicest story, but you would love her story about the turtle saver. And your mama would like it, and your grandma would like it, and your papa would like it. So come to the library and get it. You could call them and tell them to give it to you, and they'll bring it out there. So do that. You'll love the turtle saver. Okay?
You would.
And the next time you see a turtle going across the road, please tell Daddy, Mom, Daddy, don't hit the little turtle.
Oh, I
Because
know.
turtles, we don't have as many as we used to, and
We
they are wonderful. We
don't.
really don't. You
We
know, so
don't.
they're wonderful.
You know, one time in my garden, I was digging a hole to put some flowers, and I found some turtle eggs. And so what I did is I had a big old pickle jar. Don't do this. Do not ever do this. I didn't know, but I just decided I was going to try to keep them. And I put the dirt that they came out of in there and put them in and put some more dirt on top. And I put it on my water heater, which stayed in a dark place. And I forgot about them. And a few months later, I was walking through and I saw the jar on the water heater, and I said, you know, I better dump those out because they're probably rotten anyway. So I brought the jar outside and I leaned it over and started dumping, and don't you know those eggs were hatching? They stayed good and warm and dark under there.
Just like they were down in the earth.
Just like
where
if
their
they
mama
were
had
in
put
the
'em.
earth, and they hatched out into little baby turtles. So then we went and put them in the yard so that they could live. One or two
Well, that
of
was a
them did.
good story.
It was, but don't do that. Don't try to dig up. If you dig and find eggs, put it
Just
back.
leave 'em alone.
Leave them alone.
But you
because
thought you was helping.
I
Sometimes
thought
we think
I
we're helping.
was,
Yeah.
but you don't do that because most of the time they will die.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times they do, just like when you find a baby bird. If you hear the mother kind of fussing at you, you probably do better just leave it alone because
Leave it
mama
alone.
can do it.
That's right.
But you know, we want to help.
Right. But now, if you do see a baby bird and you see the nest that it came out
You
of,
can put it back
you
in
can
there.
pick it up and put it in there because it's an old wives' tale, is what they call it. People say, "Oh, the mother won't feed it then if you touch it." That's not true.
She's just so glad to get her youngin'
That's
back. She
right.
She would fuss at him and say, "Don't you do that again."
That's right. But the eggs we leave alone because it may not be turtle eggs that you find. We found snake eggs one day too.
You don't want to hatch a snake.
No. So be careful when you're outside.
Miss Laura, I'd love to come out there and see your house. You got a big old house out in the country, and you just did the most fun things when your children were little. Miss Laura taught her children. She was a homeschool teacher, and she just taught her children so many fun things. You just really loved nature, didn't you? Well, I guess we better say goodbye. We could visit all day long
We
with
could.
the children, couldn't we?
We could.
We're so glad you came to Story Hour. We just had the most fun with you. Ready? Goodbye, goodbye. We're glad you came today.